Hi guys, my name's Bowen Goff, and I'm an athlete and a team member at Coach Approach. And we thought we'd put together this little series where we interview our athletes and find out what they've been getting up to during the COVID-19 lockdown. So today we have Jacqui Newton. She's a member of the Melbourne Vixens netball squad, the highest domestic level of netball in Australia. Now, Jacqui, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey to becoming a member of the Melbourne Vixens?
Yeah, of course, Bowen. So my name's Jacqui Newton. I'm from a country town in Victoria called Wodonga, and that's where I grew up playing footy netball on a Saturday morning, which had a very big culture out here in the country, as you can imagine. And then through there, I just hopped onto the Netball Victoria pathway, and Netball Australia have a great pathway set out to kind of advance you as far as you can. So from playing football netball, I then represented my association at Rep, which then went to association championships, netball academies, state team, Victorian Netball League, Australian Netball League, and then all the way to the very top, which is Vixens, which is awesome. So very lucky to have a good pathway set out.
Yeah, pathway program is pretty essential. Now, it sounds like you've been playing netball for a long period of time. Now, you obviously went to school. How did you manage your training days from netball all the way from primary school to secondary school to now?
It was quite hard, I think. Obviously, living far away was the hardest part, in that, you know, my parents had to sacrifice quite a bit to travel 3.5 hours from Wodonga to Melbourne each time. And then obviously when I got to the pointy end of school, trying to balance my studies and kind of stay on top of things, I think my social life did take a little bit of a hit. Netball was kind of the main focus of my life, but I've managed to get that all into gear now, and my organisation's a lot better, so that's lucky.
Oh, that's very good. Now, you mentioned having a life balance. Now, did you pursue anything after secondary school?
I did. So I went to university straight out of school to do a teaching degree, which I'm very grateful for. Monash was fantastic with my degree, so got that done in the 4 years, and I graduated last year. So I'm now a fully qualified teacher, prep to year 12, with disciplines in legal studies and Japanese, which people, fun fact about me, might not know. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's very impressive. So we know now that you're playing for the Vixens. You're not a teacher yet, but what did a full week of training look like before this whole lockdown situation started?
Yeah, so it was obviously pretty intense because we were in the pre-season, so that's the most intense time that you would see a training schedule. So we were obviously out doing probably 11 sessions across 6 days, so cross between strength and conditioning on a Monday, court on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and then more conditioning and court on Wednesday, Fridays, and then we did a Super Saturday, which was supposed to be a fun type of hit and interval training, but wasn't all that fun, depending on what you were doing.
So things have obviously changed a lot now from back then. So what can you show our young kids some exercises that you're doing at home to keep ready for when the netball season might resume?
Of course. So even though I'm stuck at home like most of you would be, we're very lucky. We've got a nice training schedule laid out for us just to make sure that we're not lazing around and not getting too much done. And I know that motivation kind of ebbs and flows, but I'd love to show you guys a little something today. So if you want to get a space, we can get into a few different things that I would do.
Alrighty, hi guys. So if like me, you're in isolation, sitting on your laptop all day, it's time to get up, stretch those muscles, move those legs around, and get ready to do a few different exercises with me. The first one we will be doing is to work on our balance, but it's also a really nice stretch. So what you're going to do is grab one leg and hook it over your other leg, putting one hand on your knee, applying a little bit of pressure, and your other hand on your foot. Now we're going to squat down nice and low into a single leg squat. This is a good test for your balance. Once you've held that one, swapping legs, same thing, hook that leg over, hand on your knee, hand on your foot, and single leg, squatting down, nice and hold. Look at that balance. Try and hold it. Awesome, good job everyone. Alright, next one we're going to do is a stretch for our hamstrings. So with this one, we're going to grab one heel with our hand, and that should already give you a nice quad stretch. So you're going to put your arm up in the air and then lean over. So you should feel this really good in your quad, and the lower and lower you get, you should start to feel this really good in your hamstrings. Again, testing that balance. Oops, it's a good dismount. Alright, so now we're swapping sides, same thing. We're grabbing our foot with our hand, feeling it in our quads. Of got our arm up and we're leaning over. If that's as far as you can go, that's okay, but ideally you want to try and get nice and parallel with the ground, so keep leaning, keep leaning. Awesome! Looking good. Perfect. The next one we're going to move into is some jumping and leaning stuff to help our knees. So netball's really risky for your ACL in your knees. So a way we fix that is with some jumping and leaning stuff. So we're going to jump up with 2 feet and land with 2 feet. Awesome. Making sure our knees don't come in, they don't wobble around, they're nice and steady. Jumping and landing. Awesome. So with this one now we're going to jump with 2 feet but land single leg. So same thing, we don't want our knee to be coming in too much or wobbling around. We want a nice straight line from our shoulder through our hips all the way to our feet. Once you've landed it, try and hold it for 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Perfect! Now we're going to swap legs, jumping with 2, landing with 1, trying to be as steady as we can. Now this time we're going to jump up with 2 feet, turn 90 degrees in the air, so to our left and to our right, and land with a single foot. So we jump, land and hold. Same thing, trying to keep our knee nice and straight. Jump, turn and land. Awesome, so this time we're going to turn the same way but we're swapping legs. So we're jumping up, holding it nice and steady. Fantastic. Now this time we're going to turn the other way. So back to our first leg, jumping, land and hold. Perfect. Now this time we're going back to our original leg, but to make it even harder, jump up as high as you possibly can. Makes it nice and hard, but focus on that nice steady landing. Awesome, good job everyone. Now you've got nice strong knees. Alrighty, so I have one last trick or skill for you guys to do. It's a bit hard though, so please be careful that you don't hurt yourselves, and if you're not feeling comfortable with this one, maybe just watch me do it. So what you're going to do is sit down in a nice low squat position and put your elbow inside the bend in your legs with just your hands on the ground. Now rock forward a few times just to get a feel of what you're doing, and ideally by the end, with some good balance and strength, you should be able to do this and hold it for as long as you can. So that's my little skill. Harder than it looks, give it a try if you want, but please be very careful. Thanks guys.
Those awesome exercises, Jacqui. That's probably very valuable for the kids stuck at home. Now, before we finish up, do you have any words of wisdom for the kids stuck at home right now?
I sure do. Just probably the best piece of advice I could give is to say that, as I said before, my motivation definitely ebbs and flows, and my productivity and procrastination have kind of also ebbed and flowed a little bit. Not as great as I would like. So yeah, just keep yourself busy, motivated, find something to do, and just once you've got your niche, just know that there is hope at the end. So look after yourself, stay healthy, stay home.
Awesome, very wise words. Thank you very much, Jacqui. So we'll continue this series and keep bringing you athletes from around the country and what they're doing during this COVID-19 crisis. So see you next time.
No worries. Thanks, Bowen.